Do-a-wop-she-do. Woo, woo. Shoo-be-doo, shy-da, shoo-be-doo, da-da-dee-da. Shoo-be-doo, shy-da, shoo-be-doo, da-da-da-dee-da. Do-wop-she-do. Do-wop-she-do. There, happy? Salutations, everyone! It's me, Bug here, without anybody else. Why? Because of an amazing collaboration that we are a part of. We have been doing these. My mom did last month, and I'm doing this month, and it is the Forgotten Favorites that JustSamiThings and Sarah created. Now, personally, I can't tell you what anybody else is doing for this collaboration. I can tell you what the collaboration's about, though. It is celebrating forgotten favorites in the Disney realm. This month being Tarzan. Now, there are a whole bunch of people that I could list and list and list. I'm just going to link them in the description below. So, please watch them because I know what I did. I don't know what anybody else is going to do. You might hear singing, you might see some bounds. Heck, maybe a reenactment. I don't know. But I know it will be celebrating an amazing movie and soundtrack and heck, a Broadway show, which is my favorite of the bunch, being Tarzan. So, if you're new here or coming from one of the other channels, welcome. And if you're returning, welcome back. You know what to do to show that you enjoyed this video. Or not. It's whatever. And let me know in the comments below what you thought of my idea. It would be greatly appreciated. Now, what I have done is something that many of you have asked for. It's probably been my most asked for creation, being a Tarzan Funko. Now let's trash that camp and roll that footage. So to start off, I used two Funkos. The Spot Funko from The Good Dinosaur and a Stretch Armstrong Funko. I felt that the skin tones matched enough to where I could get away with it. After that, I took the heat gun and for about 5 minutes, I heated them up so I could put together my Frankenstein Funko. After that, I sanded down the head of the Stretch Armstrong Funko so I could adhere the clay, because he was a lot of clay work. And this was the longest process, creating the dreads for Tarzan. It was a lot of fun, but my gosh, did it have several hiccups. As you can tell by now, I tried to give a little bit more depth and layering to the dreads by making some a little bit longer, some shorter, fixing up his part on the top of his head, and overall just trying to make it look as clean as I could. Again, this was a very painstakingly long process that I am very happy that I went through with. Overall, it probably took me about a full cube and 3/4 of another to finish his head, which is a lot, but isn't too much in the light of things. Now that I was getting to the end of the hair, this is where the hiccups came into play. When I was heating the clay and making it dry because I didn't want to put it in the oven, it fell off and caused several pieces to break. So I had to use super glue to glue them back on and then sand down pieces so it looked smooth. After that, I used a coffee bean brown to paint the hair, and I used 2 different brushes, a bigger brush to finish like the first base layer, and then a smaller brush to get in all the nooks and crannies. Overall, it took me maybe 4 or 5 layers of paint to where you couldn't really see as many imperfections or different color layers. But besides that, those 2 steps were all I really did for this Funko. Now, since I don't have a really painstakingly long process to talk about, I have a couple of questions I would love for you all to answer. First being, what is your favorite song from the movie? The movie has an amazing soundtrack, however, I would have to say mine would be Trashing the Camp. And if we were to be talking about the Broadway show, it would be Everything That I Am. I actually sang that as an audition song for when I was a part of Aladdin at my high school. My second question is, who is your favorite character in the Tarzan movies? For me, my favorite character is Turk. The duo of Turk and Tantor is great, however, I've always liked Turk more. And speaking of their duo, this is a personal opinion, but I think their duo is better than another amazing duo such as Timon and Pumbaa. As we start nearing the end here, I would like to share a fun fact as well. So even though Disney only made 2 movies and a show for Tarzan, there were 24 books written that they could pull from in technicality, which I thought was quite crazy to realize. I actually found this out due to a TikToker that I watch. Sadly, I cannot remember the name of said TikToker, but it was still a quite fascinating fact that I thought I would share with you all. Again, I would like to say thank you and finish out my process saying that I used a matte spray paint off camera and I did 4 layers to make sure he stayed together. Thank you so much for watching through that, long footage that was sped up several times. Thanks, Mom. And, I hope you enjoyed. Again, he took me a lot of time. Turned out amazing. There were a lot of hiccups. But I absolutely love him, and I hope that you do too. Sadly, I'm going to say it right here, right now, he is not for sale. I quite like him a lot. So, thank you again. Check out everybody else's videos. Like I said at the beginning, I don't know what they did, but I know it's going to be great. And I hope that you have a great day and a great, big, beautiful tomorrow. Bye-bye. Here he is in the finished product. You can see some of the parts that I wasn't able to get to with the paint, but you can only really see them close up and in the light. You can see where he broke off several times in the back, but luckily it was only really in the back. Yeah, it's pretty awesome.